What's up, guys? This is Ty, the Asian Wonder again. In this video, I want to share with you guys a very powerful program that's helped me to reprogram my mind for success in money and wealth and in business and in marketing. And I want to share that with you guys because I've seen a lot of other people on the internet review this product, but I'm not very convinced that they've actually went through the training program themselves. And to prove it to you guys that I've been following this guy so that you guys will not think that I'm bullshitting you guys on these this product review that I'm doing for him. Why don't you come here and follow me here on my laptop and look at my education log here. So come on. If you guys come in here to my attraction material folder here, you can see all the programs I have by Eben, who used the nickname David D'Angelo right here. You can see that all these video files right there, the size of them. You'll see that I have a few programs from him, Self-Made Wealth right here. If you guys go here, you'll notice that when you get the program, there's a fast start session right here, and I would recommend that you guys go through that because this is going to really get you started quickly. The next thing is that after you finish the fast track lessons right there, you'll go into the actual weekly lessons that he has right there, and each one of these weekly lessons, guys, is very powerful. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I just wanted to share that with you guys to see what's on my hard drive so that you can see that I actually have his products. I've actually studied it. And in this binder, I have about ½ an inch worth of notebook paper that I wrote down. And what my friends and I did, we would sit around and we would watch each of the video lessons. So there was 3 of us in Austin and 1 in Kentucky, and she would log in on Skype, and we would all sit there and we would listen to his program together. And we would actually do the exercises together. What we did was we got the notebook and we would write down, and we didn't type it on the computer or anything because I'm a firm believer that you actually will do better by remembering something if you actually write it out. Here's Self-Made Wealth Fast Track number 1, April 21st, 2010. And not only did we write down the fast track exercises, but immediately after we write it down, we would sit there and actually read it out and explain why. And it'll go in there, it'll reprogram your mind into the wealthy mindset, whether you want to or not. But the key is you got to actually do the exercises. And as you can see, guys, I'm not going to flip through all this to Self-Made Wealth Week 10 in May 22nd. So we're still pounding away, guys. We're not giving up. Remember, guys, it's consistency and persistence that allows you to create wealth in your life. Right here, we have Week 12, and we finish it on May 25th. 2010, and then here's what the Self-Made Wealth program is going to do for you, because he's very good with the NLP techniques and hypnosis techniques and things like that he studied in the past. And the way that he structures the program is going to go in there and it's going to program your mind so that it immediately shuts down, because the first thing you do is that you have so many limiting beliefs and negative beliefs about wealth that the way that he structures it, he goes in there and he's going to override that in the first 5 fast track lessons. Right, so that your mind can be open and be prepared. Because right now, if you don't have money, there's a reason why you don't have money. It's because how you view money in your mind. And so he has to go in there and halt that and seize that program from running in your head with those fast track lessons, so that you can put it aside, so your slate is empty and your book is empty, so he can come in and rewrite the software and rewrite it and reprogram it so that you can have a wealthy mindset. In the first week, whenever you start the first week's lessons, he's going to go over what it is to be a financial child, meaning that how you think about money and why it's making you poor, and how a financially mature adult thinks. In week 2, he's going to teach you the step-by-step methodology of how to create a wealth game where you actually win, where you're not just going to work every day and just working your ass off and not getting paid. You're working just to, a job means just over broke. Right? So he's going to show you how to overcome that and to actually have a wealth game that's not a minus-sum game where you're losing money each month, but instead where you're actually creating wealth in your life. And as the more that you work, the more wealth comes into your life. So that's in week 3, he's going to show you how to take control of your self-image, right, in such a way that is so powerful. Whenever people go out there and they want to have this attitude about they got to drive in a Ferrari or a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW and have all this material wealth, he's going to show you the exercise that you can do where you can literally go in there and clean that slate in your brain so that those things don't bother you no more, so that you have a more positive self-image about yourself. So when you go out there and you try to create wealth in your life, you don't have that fear of rejection. You're not embarrassed. You're not worried about people, how they view you and how you laugh at you, because you and I both know that when you go out there and you try to do something for your life, there's always these dumbasses that come into your life and naysayers, you know, these soothsayers, beware the Ides of March and shit like that. And they'll come in and try to screw up your life and not allow you to create wealth. In week 4 of the training program, he has a very interesting concept where in Asia we say using a poison to treat a poison. The negative beliefs and the negative mentality you have about wealth, the way that he structures the program during this lesson, is he's going to go in there and use your negativity of limiting beliefs about money in a way that's actually going to eradicate the other ones. So he's going to use the negative beliefs that you already have about money to go in and wipe out the negative beliefs that you have. And it's like, all I can say is just using a poison to treat a poison. And actually that was actually the Buddha that said that. In week 5 of this program, he's going to teach you the wealth prevention, the things that prevent you from having wealth. And remember guys, this is all in the human mind. So he's going to go into the other recesses of the mind that's hidden that you don't know about. And keep in mind guys, you might sit there and think, well, I know. Well, no you don't, because if you did, you'd be making over $10 million a year like this guy is, right? And so he goes in there, and because of his knowledge and his experience, and he used to be poor like us, and now he's gotten to a place where he's well, he knows where it is. He knows where those recesses of the human mind, where it lurks that negativity and the limiting beliefs that prevents you from having wealth. So in week 5, he goes in there, he plucks it out and pulls it out for you so that it cleans it out, so there's no cracks or crevices in the human mind that has any room for negativity that will prevent you from creating wealth. In week 6, he discusses one of the biggest, most dangerous and powerful emotional factors that prevents people from creating wealth, and that is fear. And in this program, he's going to show you some exercises that goes in there into your mind and completely just abolishes and eradicates the fear that's in your mind. It's so powerful that when my friends and I went through the program and we got to this stage, we were incredulous about, and unbelievable and shocking how powerful it was, and how we got so much of the fear that we had about creating wealth. In week 8, he really shows you about, you often hear the statement that your mentality creates your reality. And in week 8, he's going to really hit home on that and really hit it hard. And the exercise that he gives you to do and asks you to do, and if you do them, it'll really show you in solid evidence and real proof of how when you change your human mind, that it produces the outcome in your reality, so that you can actually not just know in theory about your mentality creates your reality, but in reality of how to understand it, not just theoretically, but to understand it experientially. So that's very crucial, because when we experience something in real life and we actually experience it ourselves, then it's no longer just a theory, it's a cute saying, or it's a fancy saying that we post on each other's Facebooks to show that. In week 9, he's going to show you the steps to eliminate self-sabotage and the questions that he proposes to you. And if you answer them and you do them and you write it out and you explain to someone else, like I showed you earlier, explained to you earlier about how to study this thing, right? It's so powerful, because there are certain things that we do in our human lives that we do to sabotage ourselves, the ways that we use credit cards, the way that we buy things here, and the way that we spend money, and the way that we think about money, and the actions that we do every day. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, right? It is so dangerous, and it's so detrimental to us creating wealth. In week 10, he shows you the way to create wealth for your life, right? He shows you the step-by-step process of how to create wealth. Now, don't expect no nuts and bolts where he holds your hand where, okay, go click this on the mouse, go fill out this job application. He's not doing that, so don't expect that. What he's going to show you is how to create wealth. And it was something that I suspected that was missing in my life. And when I realized this formula for creating wealth, of how to create value for other people, it just blew my mind. Because up until then, I never actually really understood the formula for creating wealth. I actually did it in my life, but it was actually just a hit and miss. But in this lesson, it's so powerful because he shows you exactly what it is. So now I don't have to worry about that. It's not a hit and miss. It's not a gamble. It's not a crapshoot for me no more. It's actually something that I can do, and it's done on a consistent basis. And if you know me, you're going to create value. I mean, if you're watching this video for this long, you know that I'm giving you plenty of value. So that's how I did it. And I'm doing it the way I am because of what I learned from the Self-Made Wealth program. So I recommend that you get that and learn how to create that kind of value for other people's life, so that other people want to give you business. Other people want to give you jobs. And if it sounds confusing to you about, hey, what is this nonsense about creating value and getting paid for it, don't worry. When you go through the program, And once you get the program and you go through it and you do the exercises like he shows you, it will come to you. And even if you don't want to understand it, the way that he has it structured, like I said, you'll understand anyway. So don't worry about it. So just go in there and do it, the exercise that he shows you, and then you'll understand the concept that I'm talking about and what Eben's talking about. In week 11, he goes over about how to accumulate assets. Now that he's gotten a lot of the stuff done with your mental game and reprogram you, now he's going to actually go and show you some of the strategic steps on how to go and accumulate wealth in your life and to accumulate assets. If you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad's book, you'll know that the key to creating wealth is creating assets. Creating things that put money in your pocket instead of spending money on things or spending time on things that suck money out of your pocket, right? So make sure that you understand this. Now, on the last chapter, which is week 12, this is a very great lesson, and it's a really good way to wrap up all the self-made wealth lessons. And he shows you a long-term view. It's like zooming back out, you know, before he's going detail inside the crevices and the cracks in the human mind that has all these negative beliefs about money and these things that hold us from creating wealth. Well, now that he's done with that in the last 10, 11 weeks, now he zooms out and shows you the big long-term picture. And I'm not going to steal his thunder and take the wind out of his sails, right? So I'm going to let Eben explain that to you when you get to that chapter. And I hope that this really helps you by going through these 5 fast-track lessons and these 12 weeks of lessons that he has for you. I promise you it's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. And I hope that you take the time to go through these lessons and come back, leave a comment under this video so to share with myself and with others what your thoughts on the lesson were, and that other people can help create wealth in their life. And there's not too many revolutionary products like this on the market, and it really sucks that these programs are not taught to people in school. I mean, I really wish that something like this was made back when I was going through high school and back when I was struggling in my teens and my 20s on how to create wealth. It's a damn shame that I live in America, one of the wealthiest countries around, and I have to wait until my mid-20s and late 20s to discover such valuable and priceless educational programs like this. So I highly recommend that you guys get this program and take a look at it, and even if you're not able to go look at some of the free material that he has, and so that you can really start to reprogram your mind for wealth. Now, if you're really serious about creating wealth for your life, and if you're watching this video review up to this point, then I'm almost convinced that you are, I'm going to ask you to do a few things so that it'll get you started on the right track before you even get on his program, right? I'm going to ask you to do a few things that's going to put you into the right mindset and to prove to yourself that you're serious about creating wealth. If you're serious about creating wealth in your life and you've come this far in this video review, here's the next steps that I need you to do. Here's the action steps I need you to take now, because talk is cheap. Action is what makes things happen. Action is what creates wealth. You can learn it, but you actually got to do it, okay? So I want you to follow me here to my laptop, and I want you to see what you need to do next. And these are the exact steps that you need to do to start creating wealth in your life, okay? So come on. So if you're serious about creating wealth and making money in your life, the first action step that I would recommend you do is look in the description box, and you will find this description right here. I want you to go ahead and copy this and come over to your Facebook, click the status, and post this into your Facebook, and hit the share button so that all your friends can share it. I go to my friend Tam right here, I hit post, and you see that? Very quick, guys. Why? Because if you really care about someone, you should share with them the knowledge that you have about creating wealth. Here's Criselda here. A lot of people listen and pay attention to what she has to say here. So I'll just come over here and paste again, guys. And boom, there it is. Very influential person right here. My friend Michelle Banzer. She's Miss Kentucky right here. Right there. She got like 4,000 something fans. And she's the current, boom. I would hit here and post, share it with her, and boom, right there. So after you repost this description one last time, I need you to go ahead and click on the link itself, and it'll take you here. And once you get here, you can enter your name and email, and he'll send you a link, and you'll arrive at this blog right here, where you can actually watch the video. And it's a very powerful video on the secret story of money. Alright guys, so that's it right there. So go ahead and take those action steps that I just showed you right now so that you can start creating wealth in your life and start preparing your mind